New on Curiosity Stream. She was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Head chef on the way. And what the chef calls some questionable cooking habits with Ted's Meat and Potatoes. But first time for a few emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Let's jump right into the birthdays time-wise. Ola Bacholas, I'd like to wish the happiest birthdays to my amazing hubby, Navy Chief Pete. P3 Flyer, turning 41 years old today. It's his first birthday home in 3 years, and he's been overseas the last few summers, so I know he would love a Vince Neil, I just said that, a Wendy Williams burp puke, a happy Chinooka, and the dirty Germans talking about stinky farts. Thanks, guys, and rock on, Crunchberries. That from King Street Jess, a.k.a. Jess the Chest, sup Ted.
I just said that.
Happy Chinooka.
Yeah, you call them farts, we call them anal aphrodisiacs.
Yeah, you know, sometimes the dirty, the stinky ones, they don't come out of Sophia. What's up, Jess?
I guess you know Jess, the chest.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Jess the chest, I like that. Sounds like a wrestler.
He served me a few beverages over the years.
Is that right? Does she live up to her nickname?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. All right.
If she's calling herself that.
I was wondering if someone else might have called her that, and then she just picked up on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All the Charles, I want to give a birthday shout out to my crazy husband, Jesse. He is 44 today, and he's the most hardworking guy I know. So could you please have the dirty Germans tell him about the, how dark the roux is in the seafood gumbo I'm making. That from Tamzilla. How dark the roux is in the gumbo.
Yeah, my roux is very, very dark. I like to call it skin tone.
Yeah, just thinking about the darkness of this roux reminds me of a certain time of the year. So maybe some months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what she's not telling you, the roux is not butter. The roux is a kangaroo. That is why it's so dark.
Yeah.
And you can never figure out the secret ingredient.
This is one secret to finding me. Find some wet spot in all the flour.
There he is.
There he is. Bitches, I'm hoping you could give a 46 time around the big ball of fire shout out to my friend Kale. He is a great guy and a great friend. Can you get a what the F is that, bro? Your penis is too small and you like it on a special day. Keep up the good work and keep on rock and rock out. By the way, a bit more on our company. The Erection Company. We are the best steel erectors in the Seattle area. We erect the steel skeleton on high-rise structures through Seattle and Bellevue. We erected both the Mariner and Seahawks Stadium as well. Good stuff. Well, that's not nearly as exciting, Adam, but...
Did Viagra ever approach you to buy the name?
The Erection Company. Yeah. You big erection.
Oh, my God! What the is that, bro?
You like that? You like that?
And all gentlemen, your show
is kind of impressive. They did all that steel work.
Mm-hmm. Look, what they do is very impressive. It's just the first time we saw the name of the company. Like, are they effing with us or is this for real? But it's real. The Erection Company.
Hi, guys. Your show is my end-of-day decompression. Thanks for all the laughs and talking me into buying an air fryer. I will send Chef Ted my bacon meatball recipe. 54 years old today and driving up Vancouver Island to go to my birthday dinner. Would appreciate some Coach Ted to fire me up as I drive to my girlfriend's house. Thanks, guys. That from Paul.
What birthday is it?
54.
54. All right, Paul, let's be honest. You're driving up the island, but there's only one landing strip we're worried about, and I'm not talking airplanes. Now, when you get up there, you better have your game face on. Now listen, you're not a pro. Does that mean taking a little performance-enhancing supplement? That's up to you. I don't mind.
The Erection Company.
Either way, have a cup of cocktails, relax, and you know what? Like the famous Cub used to say, it's so nice, let's play twice.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's world famous sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Take a while, a couple more quick emails, guys. Heard on your show that Terry Crews was a courtroom artist.
Yep.
And that surprised you guys. I wasn't aware that he did that, but I did know that when he was playing football, he would paint portraits for his teammates when he was tight on cash. Thing during the times he was cut from the main squad and was practice squad only. He was legit good at it. His teammates paid him thousands of dollars. Dude is very talented in a number of different directions and has mad hustle. Anyway, thought you guys might find that interesting. That from Chuck, the Montana trucker.
Mike showed us some of the pictures he did. It is truly, man, they are stunning. It is unbelievable.
And Everybody Hates Chris was a really good show.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm. Old Bacholas, as far as how'd you get hit? Guys, I'm 12 years old at the time, playing at the park with a friend when I randomly get hit in my left temple by a foul ball from a nearby baseball game. I wasn't knocked out or anything, but since I was bleeding profusely, I called my dad to come pick me up. A few minutes later, he arrives, and we start driving down the street with the windows rolled down. That's when my dad gets cracked in the left temple with yet another foul ball. We were both fine after the initial shock, and you can be sure that I'll never be one of those fans who is not paying attention in the stands. Fun times and go Mariners. That from LJ in Olympia.
Time to open wide and sample Ted's meat and potatoes. Now, here's your host, head chef of the men's room, the Ted Nugent.
Head chef in the house.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. All right, so I've got a list for you today. These are like the 10 questionable cooking habits. So think of like the 5-second rule.
Sure.
Okay. Right? Some people believe in it, some don't. 37% of us believe in the 5-second rule. Almost a third of us have used it while cooking.
It's not a real thing.
It's not a real rule, and if you're cooking your products raw, which... I don't know why there's a difference, but if like a cooked piece of chicken lands on my kitchen floor, like might get picked up and eaten.
Yeah.
But raw chicken, we're throwing that out, we're rinsing the floor.
The 5-second rule is simply this, right? You want to eat the thing you dropped. As long as you can do it in 5 seconds, and you can look at everyone else and say, hey man, 5-second rule. Somehow, there's a lot of things people believe, as we have discovered over the years. That's one of them. As soon as it makes contact with whatever the surface is, if there's crap on that surface, it's on your food.
I just rinse it off and throw it back in there. Why not?
Yeah, I'll eat it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, my dog's walking on the floor, a piece of meat falls on there. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm eating some dog paw stepped in stuff.
If I get myself sick, so what? I would be worried about somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know why. For me, if it's raw, I'll throw it out. But if it's cooked,
I'm eating it.
I'm eating it. Mm-hmm. But also, I don't know. If you dropped a hamburger on a deck, I'd be fine with that. And then you cooked it.
Right.
How many times does that happen, right? Hot dog rolls across the street. You're like, whatever.
Just wipe the grass off.
I'm fine.
I remember I once ate lawn meat because my buddy kind of overcooked some beef skewers. So then we were kind of joking around, and he was just tossing them in the ground. But then another friend showed up, and he was like, what's with these skewers in the ground? I was like, they think they're burnt. And then before I realized, I was like, why are we eating lawn meat? Like, there's plenty of real food here. We just sat out there.
Don't waste it.
Yeah, ate lawn meat.
You are a livestock animal.
I'm not that far off. All right, do you guys ever burn things on purpose because you like the taste?
Sure. Depending on what it is, sure.
So this says 8% of us burn things on purpose because we like the way it tastes. It's got to be higher. Like for me, I always burn my hot dog.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If it's on the grill or like lasagna, I might leave it in a little bit longer to get a little more of that crust on it.
Italian food, I definitely take to that burning line. Hot dog, I don't like the crispy hot dog.
Oh, I love a crisp dog.
I know. A lot of people do, right?
Yeah.
But it's just understood, like, hey, man, burn mine. And you understand, like, that thing is jet black and half split, and they're like, perfect.
I like when a pizza's got a little bit on the burn edges, too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
depending
I'm with
on the
you.
pizza.
Yeah, and I think sometimes I overcook sausages just because they're...
You're paranoid, right?
Yeah, and it's, you want to be sure.
That's different.
That's a tough thing with chicken, too. When you got to start really... Like, when you first start cooking chicken, almost everybody overcooks it because you're so worried.
Because it's better than undercooking it.
Yeah. The meat thermometer goes a long way. All right, 14% of us use the same cutting board for raw meat and then veggies.
I know most people do. I don't, and the only reason I don't is cooking in professional kitchens. They beat it into your head, so now they're right. You shouldn't. I know most people do. I just don't because it got beaten into my head. But obviously, it can't be. How do you phrase this? It can't be that bad because so many people do it anyway.
The only time I think that I cook or cut raw meat is quartering a whole chicken. Other than that, I'm not sure. Like, I buy my steak that looks like steak. I don't like buy a whole big long loin, right, and then cut it up. And if I did, I would use something different.
And sometimes it's just trimming fat off of something and then you put some veggies on there.
You don't want to do that.
Again, like I am far from like a super clean freak, but I'm just like, it's not that hard to rinse off the cutting board in between cutting raw meat and cutting up the veggies.
And half the time I'll cut it by hand in the sink. That way it doesn't even touch that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
15% of people don't wash their hands while they're cooking.
I definitely wash my hands when I'm cooking.
I do too.
Just for my own comfort, man.
Well, and I always say this to people, just remember, like everybody worries about restaurants, like the filthiest kitchen you eat in is probably your home.
It is yours. I guarantee it.
All right, this number...
Except that one teriyaki place that was across the street from our old building.
I think it's still there.
It is.
Well, it has great teriyaki.
It really does.
It just can't pass.
But I think that's the secret.
It sneaks by.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, City Paper gives him many awards.
Anthony Bourdain used to talk about it all the time, right? Like, people are like, don't go to foreign countries and eat street meat. He's like, I always eat street meat.
Yeah.
Again, this number's got to be low. What do you think the percentage of Americans have cooked a full meal while drunk or on drugs?
70%.
Yeah.
This says 23.
BS.
That's low.
It's got to be low.
Or I know all 23% of the U.S. that's done that.
The food will be terrible if that was the case.
I mean, look, if it's not like... Some people go out and grill real quick, right?
Sure.
You got a gas grill, you're cooking a chicken breast that night. That's one thing. But if you're talking a weekend, almost everybody has a beverage in hand while you're by a grill. It's like part of being by a grill.
It is.
July 4th, Thanksgiving, I mean, any of the major
smoking
holidays,
something, whatever.
Yeah, there's some people that go home and like to get stoned before they even start cooking.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Makes you more adventurous, let's say.
26% of us don't rinse fruits or vegetables.
I don't, but I don't eat them.
I think it depends. My veggies I almost always wash off, but like fruits, some of them are already encased, right?
If I'm cooking it, then I don't worry so much about washing it.
Yeah.
But if I'm eating it raw, then I wash everything.
Yeah, I guess I do always rinse off my veggies before I cook them.
It's like broccoli to me. Like, I'm steaming the living hell out of this. Nothing's going to survive that.
Sure.
So, like, there's no point in me washing it off.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and I'm just thinking, like, apples you rinse off, but it's like oranges, bananas, they already have coverings.
Mm-hmm. Right, I was going to say, but you don't bite through the banana peel, I hope.
I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Like an apple I get because you're going to bite from the outside. A banana, it's like, you already covered up.
I guess grapes, too. You rinse those off. You can tell the three fruits I actually like to eat. I was like, dude, apple's the only one you got to rinse. Oranges and bananas come covered up.
Yeah. I bought grapes in the grocery store for free. These are good.
Don't worry about me. I'm just getting a little snack. Just get a little snack here.
Make sure that they're right.
These are some of the 10 more questionable cooking habits of Americans. 34% of us rinse chicken in the sink, which isn't necessary and is actually less sanitary.
And it spreads the germs everywhere. So you don't want to do that.
Well, the thing is, you're not going to eat your chicken raw. You're going to cook it. You got to cook it to a temperature. That alone takes care of all the things you're paranoid about.
I know. I still do it, I think, just out of habit.
Sure,
and I know better.
Well, when you're cooking chicken, you put something on it, right?
Yes.
Typically. So I for whatever reason, I go by the old shake and bake method, no matter what I'm doing. So I'll just get a Ziploc bag, whether it's a quart or a gallon, depending on how much chicken.
All right.
As soon as I open up, I just put the chicken in the bag, and then whatever seasoning I'm going to use, I just put it in there and then shake the bag up.
Right. I do the same thing when
I'm good to go.
Yeah, if I dry rub some thighs,
shake your chicken. Yeah.
Shake your chicken.
So delicious.
This is a bad one. 38% of us still use dull kitchen knives, which, ironically, are more dangerous than actual sharp knives.
Mm-hmm. Well, sharp knives go into the product you're trying to cut. The dull ones slip, slide, and all the rest of it.
Right. So then that's how you're going to end up slicing your hand.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like I end up using the same, 3 knives all the time. A small paring knife.
I got my go-tos.
A serrated knife, and then one kind of bigger, almost like that. I don't know. It's not a butcher's.
The chef knife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that thing. Let's see. 41% of us have used a spoon to taste something. then kept using it to mix.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, look,
guilty.
If you make me homemade cookies, I assume some of your saliva's in my cookie.
Guaranteed, man.
Right? I mean, who's making cookies and not trying
anything with a sauce or anything that's a dessert.
I didn't realize that if raw cookie dough, right?
Yeah.
Don't eat it. You'll get salmonella.
Well, because there's eggs and all that, sure.
Well, but it turns out it's not the eggs. It's the raw white flour.
Oh, the flour, yeah.
So the flour is the one, the thing that'll bite you. I mean, you can make a fresh Caesar salad, Caesar dressing with an egg. I mean, you can drink raw eggs. The eggs is not what's doing it in the cookie batter. It's the flour, apparently.
Do you know anyone
I never knew
succumbed to the cookie batter?
Yeah.
Everyone I know eats, if there's cookie batter to be eaten, it gets eaten.
Mm-hmm. Tub of cookie butter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Look, I understand they got to put that on there and tell everybody don't eat it. But if it was that dangerous, people be dead.
Right. What about the Pillsbury rolls of cookie dough?
You're not supposed to eat those either, but I do.
Yeah, that one I feel fine with. I feel like they got enough preserves in it.
People got to understand here, too. You might make cookies at home, and a lot of, sound old here, but when cookie dough started showing up in a tube form, that was unbelievable.
Did you ever bake them?
No, that's what I'm saying. I remember just taking it straight to the dome, right? Or just getting a spoon and eating something.
It was like string cheese, except it's cookie dough.
Straight to the dome.
Right, because it was holy cow, there's just cookie dough in here. Not even a holiday. 58% of us don't usually follow a recipe, which... Look, if you like cooking, that's part of cooking.
Right.
You get a basis for the recipe. You know what you should put in there.
Right.
But yeah, everybody likes to do a little something different. I mean, that's literally what makes cooking fun.
Depending on what you have. If you've never made it before, then yeah, definitely try to follow as close as you can. But
right. Now, baking, that's why I'm not a good baker. Mm-hmm. Baking is a science. You got to do it exactly how they say, or you're going to screw it up.
That's it.
Whereas cooking, you can always...
You can F up, but
yeah,
you can cover it up or just tell people it's an entirely different dish.
Yeah, right.
I started with this, and it became that.
Right.
It's real easy.
Thought we were having chicken. We were. Now it's salted chicken.
Salted chicken.
Right. And then this one I agree with. 65% of us like to eyeball it instead of using measuring cups.
Absolutely. You know why? Because we're lazy. That's the truth of it.
And then back to putting the spoon back in after you eat it.
And then rinsing out the measuring cup. Whatever, man.
Right, and it's fun to do. You had a pinch of this or some of that.
Yeah.
Dollops
and pinches, brother.
Yeah, exactly. Get in there.
Thank you, Head Chef. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy, an obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
99.9 KISW. Yeah! You're in the men's room.
All right, coming up in minutes here, we will drink, we will toast with a shot today. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, there's a woman in her 70s in Britain that enjoys a very interesting hobby. Has anybody here ever gotten into collecting barbed wire?
Collecting barbed wire.
Barbed wire.
No, I missed that trend.
So did I. But hey, you know what? It's picking up steam over there in Britain and women in their 70s.
So she collects barbed wire.
She does. I don't know if she's...
I mean, is it different? Like, if she's... Look, you can collect what you want, and some things do not sound interesting at the top.
Right.
But when you start explaining your collection and you understand why they're collecting it, or...
Right.
That's one thing. I mean, is she like, during World War II, we ran out of metal alloys, this is made out of bamboo.
Exactly.
Because if not, you're just weird.
This was barbed wire that was used at this battle in a certain time, or it was used
to be fair, look, I collect decks of cards. People go, why? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. Right? I mean, in the end, it's the same 4 suits. I got a few there's one that has 5 suits, or some that are old, but in the end, they're all the same.
People also collect different things for different reasons, because there's people that'll collect like stamps or coins for the value that it has. People collect Beanie Babies because they think it's going to retain value. And you're collecting cards because, well, they just look fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you play with the cards, or do you keep them in the packaging to retain their value?
I pulled them out of the packaging because I like to see the cards, because based on why I chose to buy that deck, there's something physically about them that I want to see, but they are not to be used for your card game. In fact, my brother showed my kids a magic trick over Father's Day, right? He's
all right.
Because you have a deck of cards. I'm like, I do. But I'm going to get you the ratty deck that we normally play cards with. You're not touching any in the collection. You're not.
A man in Oklahoma got so upset about his neighbors setting off fireworks on the 4th of July that he started, shooting at them.
Oh. Isn't that what we do now?
Right.
My order at McDonald's took too long. Shoot them. You're setting off fireworks. Shoot them. This is what we do. So we handle everything now, right?
Pulled out the gun, huh?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, not even just Roman candle.
Last weekend alone, 100 people shot in Chicago.
Goodness gracious.
One weekend.
Mercy. A woman in Japan was arrested for trying to extinguish the Olympic torch with a water gun, because why not?
I think COVID kind of extinct already put that thing out a little bit. Yeah.
And she's shouting, stop the Olympics. Why?
Because she has a problem with it, and she's more important than anyone on Earth.
I guess.
How did you not know that, Mike?
Yeah, that's fair.
She's the most important person on Earth. Yeah.
I mean, the idea of it is funny to me, but I would never actually go through with it. And it's the topic of a couple different sitcom episodes. I know that there was a King of the Hill episode where he was running the Olympic torch and it went out.
Sure. I mean, yeah, it's like, to me, it'd be funny during a Poison concert to throw a pie in the face of Bret Michaels.
Right.
But I wouldn't do. I do it after the show.
Right.
But during the show, he's entertaining people dumb enough to think this is good. Let him do his thing.
Right. Doggone it.
I'm still insulting. See.
Meth in waterways maybe turning the fish into addicts.
Not maybe. They are.
It is.
They did their tests, and these fish, they did their tests where I want to say it was like 9 weeks at a time, 4 weeks at a time. They had one group of fish in regular water, and they had this other group of fish in meth-tainted water, but the meth-tainted water, it was tainted at the levels that our average waterways are now.
They went and they were going to try to replicate it.
Yeah.
And then they just went and used the actual water.
The meth water.
They just used the water that was in the regular system.
But then they would take these fish out of the meth water, put them in water suitable from the survival. Yeah, they were not having it. They put them back in the meth water, and they were like, cool.
Mm-hmm. How's all the meth get in the water? Just people peeing?
Peeing, pooping, whatever. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It just comes out of our system, but those traces, right, as the fish are breathing it in, they like their meth.
Which waterways?
That's a good question.
This was in the Netherlands. They did the study.
Goodness gracious. Well, now the fish are just chewing on sandwiches.
Mm-hmm. That's right. They're constantly moving their mouth, and they're wearing a lot of tank tops.
Yeah. It seems weird to be high in school.
They're very itchy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
A woman in New Zealand drove around her neighborhood so her 2-month-old could get some sleep, but it freaked her neighbors out thinking that she was casing the joint. So apparently they don't recognize her van, and, she's got one of those kids that just sleeps better in the car, so she's finally finding some way to get this kid to sleep. But the neighbors are seeing just this strange car that's just driving around the neighborhood. What's going on over here?
That's, it makes sense. We have a buddy, I would not say his name, Ted, you know this person as well, and he was saying that he does T-shirts and posters for people.
Oh, yeah.
And he was doing one for a very good friend of his who taught at a local elementary school, and this guy got shirts for the end of the year or something like that. But anyway, this dude made the shirts, for these kids. I want to say they're in 3rd grade. School's not out yet, so he had parked in front of the school, but he's one of those dudes who always has his hood up and sunglasses on, and he's just messing around on his And if you know him, that's just what he does. It's not a big deal, but he's like, the cop showed up, someone called the cop, and he kind of realized, I looked in the mirror and said, you know what, if I didn't know me, and there's a dude in a hood and sunglasses sitting in a car in front of a school, so he had to explain to the cops, show him the T-shirts he'd made and all that kind of thing. Right.
And you know what, good on him. There's a weirdo sitting in front of a school,
If there's some around the school,
Should probably talk to somebody. Good on him. Someone in Texas donated their Air Raid Atari game to the local Goodwill, and it sold for more than $10,000 because of how rare it is.
And now that person is pissed.
I was just going to ask you, I knew Atari everything about Atari. I'd never even heard of that.
Never heard of this Air Raid, probably because there's only 13 known copies of this game.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense. Wow.
Yeah.
I knew everything about Atari.
They have no idea who donated it. I guarantee you he does.
Oh, yeah. He's like, what?
Or somebody... I have to imagine if you own one of these, there's only 13 ever made. Like, that's got to be like somebody else put it in there.
I think it's one of those things.
Done that.
The thing I've noticed about Goodwill, either Meemaw dies and you just want to unload her crap because she left it to you but you don't want it, and they lose some treasures in that, or your kid has moved out, you're kind of cleaning out your whatever, and you're like, Jesus, here's this old-ass Atari game. Let's get rid of this.
But to be fair, Ted, I've never heard of Air Raid, and even if I had, I wouldn't know that there were only 13 known copies. So
No. I haven't either, but I'm just saying, if you owned one, I think over since 1982, you probably would have heard that there's only 13 copies of this.
Yeah, by now, if you're the owner, you would know.
Yeah. A woman accidentally left a grocery store with someone else's kid.
Hi. That's great. And still didn't know until someone pointed it out.
Right.
Almost.
Just like picked it up and grabbed it, or was it in a stroller?
Pretty much, yeah. She's standing there just holding the kid, and what I saw is when they switched the kids back. And what it is it's surveillance footage from inside the grocery store. She's sitting there holding the kid on her side, just keeping her up and off the ground. Then all of a sudden, this woman comes out of nowhere, laughing. So they're all in good spirits, and she taps her on the shoulder, points at the kid, then grabs the kid, walks the mother then over to her kid, and gets that whole thing.
How old are we talking as far as kids go?
The kids themselves are. Shoot, I'm not good with ages just yet. This kid's maybe 2 years old.
I mean, by then, there's not a lot.
Michael only knows 3 months right now.
I really do, man. I have been so terrible with stages of where kids are at. You know, I'll look at a kid like, are they talking yet? Mike, they're like 5 months old. No, they're not talking yet. Are they walking yet?
So he's stupid.
Right. I don't know anything, man.
Where's its teeth?
Exactly. Bro, how long do his eyes stay shut?
I didn't know. Before my first kid was born, dude, we're at the store, and I'm like, I'm going to load up on baby food. And my wife's like, what are you doing? Like, I'm getting baby food because we're about to have a goddamn baby. She's like, you don't give a baby food. I'm like, why the F do they call it baby food? This is Babies R Us. We're having this conversation. I'm like, look at that little ugly ass kid, that little Gerber baby. I'm like, that son of a bitch is a baby. What are we going to feed it? And she's like, dude, oh my God, I cannot believe you're we don't give him baby food yet.
Right.
Oh.
I went in to buy diapers because I know the diapers, they go like crazy and you have to buy them constantly. So I was going to, that was one of my gifts to them, is I'm going to buy them diapers. They have numbers on them. I didn't know what the numbers were about till it had finally clicked. Like, oh yeah, they're not all the same size.
But hey, here's the good news, man. You don't have a kid. You found out.
That's right.
I found out after I had a kid.
What do you mean I gotta buy the zeros? Damn it. A new trend on TikTok is putting pasta in the air fryer, burning it, and purposing them like chips. So they're taking like a penne pasta, they're burning the living hell out of it, and they use it like a chip. They're dipping it in marinara or like salsa or something like that.
I mean, if it's good, then
cheese dip.
Roasted raviolis or toasted raviolis or
I say deep fried pasta
Midwest.
or fried pasta is actually very good.
It doesn't work on any of the long pastas. It's the bow tie
right.
and all that stuff. But yeah,
bow tie.
That makes sense.
That's my martial arts discipline.
Bow tie.
I know bow tie, mother.
Study found that we hit our peak financial recklessness at age 22.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Because then responsibilities hit, kids.
I mean, you don't have a ton of money to spend, and the money you do have, you want to spend on fun stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you more than likely still live with like a group of people
Yes.
like this and that. So, I mean, basically, that paycheck is getting spent on fun.
You spend a year of your life that you can finally drink.
Yeah,
you can get a credit card with a high interest rate. You do all these things that are just first time things in your life.
Right.
You just don't understand how hard it is to pay that stuff back at that point in time.
Unless you strike a deal. My buddy's going to cover my rent this month if I agree to supply the beer and or weed this month. Because I can make enough to get the beer and weed we need, but I'm not quite making enough to pay my rent. Like, fair.
Right. When I moved out, there was about an 8-month learning period of how far my paycheck stretched. Because you got the base check that you're getting every other week, or how often you're getting it. Okay, my rent when I signed up, it was this much per month in rent. I didn't know that there was all kinds of added charges on top of that.
Oh yeah,
and then I got to do this, that, and the other thing. So I thought I had all this money to play with. Look at me go! I'm doing it great. No,
my thing was stagger the pink envelopes. Like, I know they keep sending this bill, and when they send it in the pink envelope, like, that's the final. But if you can stagger that, then we can pay this debt off so we can keep our power on, right? And then 3 months later, we'll get another pink envelope from another utility.
Priorities.
Now you play the game.
Someone polled people who've been married about wedding traditions and asked if we should keep doing them. So I'm going to ask you guys here if we should keep these wedding traditions or if we should lose them. We're going to solve this right here.
You're
right
asking
now.
guys. So.
That's right.
So no.
So number 10 here on the wedding traditions that we should probably get rid of: the bride promising to cherish and obey her husband.
If you don't know that's BS at the time she says it, you're already a moron. Because of that, you're reading a script. You know what I mean? Like, you're playing the movie. Like, who's the guy that played Hannibal Lecter? He's not actually a serial killer.
Right.
I understand you're going to say this. We both know that's a lie. Because if that were true, we would be eloping and it wouldn't cost this much.
Seems a bit antiquated at this point.
All right, the fact that I'm standing at an altar to get married to you already says that is a lie.
Right.
Because this is your idea, not mine.
So let's see if we can get a 2/3 vote here. All those in favor of the bride promising to obey her husband, say aye.
I don't care. You're not going to.
All right, it does not pass. Keep obeying. Number 9, throwing...
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you don't need it in there. I was going to vote for get rid of it.
Get rid of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 out of 3. It does not pass. Number 9, throwing rice or birdseed.
You're not supposed to do that based on the fact if you throw rice, and the birds will eat that too.
Exactly.
So then it goes in their stomach, and of course, like anything else, the rice is not cooked.
Right.
It expands in their stomach and really messes up their digestive system.
Exactly.
Yeah, nobody's thrown rice in years.
But it also adds the birdseed, so it's more just throwing the grain on top.
Yeah,
Why did we even start throwing grain on
I'm
people?
not sure.
I'm sure it's some superstitious thing, but I mean, who cares?
Baby.
I like it. It's fun. You get to see all the drunk people that come out first, and you hit them with that bird seed. Those are the things. Like, look, I go to enough weddings. Like, let's keep some of the fun stuff.
Alrighty.
Not
so
all the damn speeches.
all those in favor of getting rid of throwing the bird seed, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
All right, it passes.
And you
Keep
can
throwing
throw
the
it
bird
hot.
seed.
Yeah, peg them with it.
Oh, the whole day was going great till we forgot the bird seed. So we're just going to throw rocks.
Wedding traditions, should they stay or should they go? Let's get to the garter toss.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Don't
See,
care?
that's my
Don't
problem,
care?
man. I do not care. Like, fine, toss the garter. Or don't toss the garter.
So the bouquet,
right?
That is for the person,
for the single ladies,
who's going to get maybe married next.
Correct.
What is the garter toss?
I think it's the same thing for dudes.
It's the same thing for dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, I follow.
So here's the next guy.
Because the guy that wants to catch a garter, he's getting married next.
I've got way too many from people that I was way too close to. So I'm going to just vote no on this one. I know I'm not a part of the 2/3, but
I vote no too. Every wedding I go to, I got to hide for 10 minutes.
All right. So all those in favor of getting rid of the garter toss, say aye.
Aye.
All right, it passes. Get rid of the garter toss. Stop it. Wedding tradition, should they say or should they go? Number 7, tossing the bouquet. We've just kind of been over that one, right?
Yeah, whatever.
All those in favor of getting rid of it?
It's not on my.
Right.
It's for the ladies. So
I don't care. It's it's for the ladies. They have fun doing it. Why not? Let the brides do it. Here we go. Wedding tradition, should they stay or should they go? Number 6, the bride and groom's first dance.
Yeah, you should dance. Yeah, you should have a first dance.
Have a first dance.
Sure.
Mr. Hill.
I don't care. We're going to have our first dance whenever. It doesn't have to be solo. Like, if everyone's dancing with, I don't need the attention. My ego's okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
So we're going to have our first dance. Although, actually, to be honest with you, I don't dance. So if we did not do that first dance, it would have never happened.
All right, all those in favor of getting rid of the first dance, say aye.
Aye.
It does not pass. Keep the first dance. Number 5, the bride's father giving her away.
I don't know about giving somebody away, but it's an adult.
I mean, he's just walking her down the aisle.
I would like.
I wouldn't read so much into it, dude. I mean, it's just he's walking her down the aisle because it's his daughter.
I think, and I like the idea of the father-daughter dance because probably you're not going to be in a situation where you ever dance with your kid again. You know what I mean, like that. So
I mean, again,
I think it's one of those things that transformed over time. It used to be literal; the father was giving her away, and now it's more of a passing of responsibility.
I mean, you had the dowry and all the rest of this crap, and all this came down. But I mean, in the end, it's just like,
look,
I don't
here
care.
it is. I'll dance with you. You can't call me for money anymore. That's all this means. That's all. It's not on me anymore. The dance signifies this. Don't call me unless you are in jail. Still don't call me.
No, you call your goddamn husband.
That's
now.
right.
All those in favor of getting rid of the bride's father giving her away, say aye. All right, fathers give them away. Wedding traditions, should they stay? Should they go? Number 4, exchanging of the rings. To me. Yeah,
I mean that's kind of
isn't that kind of the purpose?
Point.
Right, it's one of the telltale signs of hey, stay away from this one.
I mean that's kind of the thing.
Birdie open and shut here. Then all those in favor of getting rid of exchanging of rings, say hi. Yeah, didn't think so. Keep the rings, gang.
That said, I don't wear my ring. Got a tattoo anyway.
Perfect.
So I gave you a ring, and now neither of us wear it.
You wear your ring forever.
Right.
All right. Wedding traditions. Number 3, should the bride wear white?
Wear whatever you want.
Says,
I really, and again, I know that dates way, way back, so there was some importance to it at the time, but these days, like, who cares, man? Just,
Exactly. So,
I mean, technically, no, it's her second wedding.
Most of the time.
all those in favor of getting rid of the bride wearing white?
Aye!
All right.
Yeah,
Good. I'll go white. Yeah. Brides, wear what you want.
That's it. And trust me, by the second or third one, you don't care.
No, you don't.
You don't care. It's like the kid. You know what I mean? Like the second kid, you give, nah, whatever.
You're fine.
Yeah, we'll fall down the steps. You okay?
Wedding tradition, should it go? Number 2, not seeing each other until the ceremony.
It's so
I'm okay with that.
It's a superstitious thing, is all
I know
it
it's a
is.
superstitious thing, but I found I liked my day better. And
You go to the
that's
bar.
not a mean thing, but it's this. You know how your significant other is. And let's face it, and ladies, I hope you know this to be true. The wedding day is about you. It has nothing to do with us. We're the prop.
Right.
You love us. I believe that. But we're just a prop for you to have this day. Not seeing you that day is kind of nice because the highest stress level, at least in my experience, that you have is that day. And the girlfriends take care
Hair,
of it.
makeup,
and,
all those things.
And I don't
We
give
can't
a
really help
rat's
you.
pink ass because when you were going through that crap, we were sitting at the bar throwing down shots like it was our job. Right?
All right, all those in favor of getting rid of not seeing each other until the wedding.
Yeah.
No, keep that.
Nay.
Leave me alone.
All right, keep it in there.
You're
Don't
going
see
to
each
bug
other.
me every day for the rest of your goddamn life. Just give me these last few hours.
And this is the number 1 wedding tradition that is up for option here. The bride's family should pay for it.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Well, until my daughter gets married, in which case, no.
Again, it's the daughter's day.
Yeah.
You know? So
Who
it's
should
like-
pay for this day?
Right, 'cause that's
Who
what
came up
she
with all
wants.
these things?
All those in favor of getting rid of the bride's
Nay.
family paying for it, say aye.
Nay.
Didn't think so.
Hey, your kid came up with this big party idea. Right?
Great.
I just have to be here. Can you help her pay for that?
A mall in Louisiana had something fairly important go missing.
What was that?
Tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Think of my cock headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for profile. This at 206-421-ROCK. All right, we made it to drinking time.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimated.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy, an obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.